on, in case you come back home. I sent a text that I was wrong. Oh, won't you come back home? Why won't you come back home?
Hi guys, it's the 29th of April and we're doing a writing vlog. If you don't know, I'm Jenna, I write science fiction and fantasy novels and I help you put the magic back into writing one writing advice video and vlog at a time. And we have a new focus and a new project to be working on. If you guys don't know, my spicy Viking romantasy novel Between the Shadows and the Dawn is currently with its editor and getting ready for release. Actually, I think by the time this vlog is out, I might have a release date for you guys. So if you guys are wondering when it's gonna go out, if you're wondering what the cover looks like, check out the video right there. But yeah, with the book out of my hands, there's nothing really I can work on next until I'm working on book 2, which is already almost done in terms of first draft. And in the meantime, I also have a spin-off novella series that I'm working on, so I am actually working on that. I'm about 15K already into it, and my goal for this vlog, which I'll be doing weekly vlogs, so we'll go from here until first week of May. It's kind of a reset for May. We're like halfway through basically the second quarter of the year already, oh my god. And it's basically to figure out what my goals, my deadlines are, and base it off of how much I can get done this week. This week I have the cover reveal and that video I pointed out that I am going to be filming right after this to do. It is early in the morning right now before work, and I am going to be filming the video I just showed you right after this clip. So I have a lot of cover reveal kind of stuff. I have to get my pre-orders up and running, so there's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff. I also have to finish my map. I have to figure out formatting. There's a lot of these behind the scenes things that have to happen in May for my release. So this month, on all of the vlogs that I'm sharing with you guys, I'm going to be going through some of those, and this first vlog is just basically figuring out what I need to do first and trying to do as much of it as quickly as possible because we have all of these things coming up so quick because I set my release date ahead of time without having fully booked everything I needed, and because this is my first time doing it, I'm just kind of getting it out there when it's messy and it's not 100% ready, but like I'm forcing myself to do it because at the very least I will then start having a backlog. I will force myself to put stuff out there, and because there's some book conventions I'm going to be at later this year that I need a book out to advertise at. But basically it is quicker for me to put out novellas than it is full-length novels, and I want to do rapid release, and I also want to make sure that I have a backlog very quickly just so I can kind of throw stuff out there. My plan is most likely, just to keep costs low right now, to publish my books and then do it with a free ISBN, and then after my Q4 goal of this year that I again can't tell you guys about, I know I have this big mysterious Q4 goal, I'm going to tell you more about it when it's happening. It's one of those things I don't want to tell you about to jinx it or like anything else, but people, my close friends, know, right? But after that goal happens, if it does happen, I'm manifesting it happens, all of those things, I'm most likely going to end up republishing the books with a paid ISBN and all of those things. So yeah, for now we're doing publishing, knowing we have to probably make other editions of the book in the future, and so we're doing it with the free ISBNs for now, and then we'll kind of redo everything with paid ISBNs later on down the line, and kind of perfect the book then if anything arises where like there's something super like wrong with it, if you know it needs stuff, if it's not 100% proper, if I need to do more advertising. It's under the knowledge that I can kind of fix the book later because I'm doing self-publishing, I'm doing hybrid preferably, and hopefully next year I'll have a new project to query. So I'm not too beholden of this idea that the book has to be perfect, especially because I spent so long trying to make space for in my first, you know, real big serious adult novel project that I worked on for like 8 years. That project, I was so focused on making it perfect that like it never came out, and hopefully that will be something I self-publish next year after one more rewrite. But I'm not gonna force myself to make something perfect. I'm going to just put it out there just to say that like I did the thing and I experienced it, and we're gonna do rapid release with the rest of it and just learn how we go. We're doing it really just rough, throwing stuff at the wall and hoping we did good at it later on. But I need to work on my novella. I need to figure out when I'm doing certain things. I need to figure out publishing and my writing schedule for the rest of the year to do rapid release on multiple books in 2 different series technically, because I have the novella and then I also have the main series, and they're all like interconnected to each other. So that's what we're doing. I need to film some videos for you guys to do the cover reveal and announce pre-orders and a release date, all of those things. It's a lot. My to-do list today is about yay big. We're gonna get it done. And oh, I already also did writing today. Let me grab the word count for that. I did that also before I got ready. Currently, my word count for today is 2,164 words, which is pretty good considering I took like half of the month off, and the first part of the month I was still editing the book. But work, day job work, took up a bunch of my time, not last week, but the week beforehand, and then I was recovering mostly last week and catching up on stuff. So honestly, so far, word count for this month is not too shabby at getting like 15k something words, and at least now already. And today is a Tuesday, so it's usually my writer club day, so if we do meet on Discord, we're going to also be writing more then, and hopefully I'll be able to get to chapter like 6. I think I'm on chapter 5 out of 19 for the novella. So we're trucking along and getting through it. The characters are also kind of taking over and deciding where the plot goes, and usually when that happens, the book gets way out of hand and way too big, and I'm determined to hopefully cap this book around 50-60k. But again, it's already at 15. We'll see. Alright. Alright, I need to go film some videos. See you guys on the other side. It's a couple hours later, and I really hate that waking up early does in fact work. Because I've been so productive today before work, and then work is going super duper smoothly. I'm very satisfied by the sheer amount of stuff, but I'm also getting really fucking tired. But I wrote before work and filmed videos before work, so I had other ones planned, but I realized I needed to do more prep work for it. So now I'm just sitting at my desk in a full face of makeup, but that is okay. I also don't have a standing desk, but I'm making it work because I have been sitting here for so long that my body kind of hates me, and I'm just kind of like doing a little like dance here, listening to my music. I think Bring Me the Horizon's on right now, just to like be up and moving. And also, if you hear my computer, I have it rendering the video as well in the background, because I like run my face front like videos through like a beauty filter that I have on DaVinci first, just because the other camera shows like everything, and so I run it through like a little thing, and I have that running in the background while I'm doing this. But then also before work, well actually it was like the start of work, because I had a million programs open from what I was doing before work and what I was doing yesterday, like with all the different covers and like all the programs open. I had formatting open, and then I tried to also open everything for work, and then my computer like crashed out for like 30 minutes at the start of my shift. So that was great, but other than that, everything else is not gonna gone smoothly. Yeah, so just watch me do my little dancey dance for a while, I guess. That's the only B-roll I currently have, is just me rocking out. This might be a mistake, but after waking up at 5 a.m. today, I have a 30-minute lunch and I'm gonna take a nap. I cannot express to you guys how much I needed that. I have a little bit more time for work, but the dog's gonna go out. No, that's the cat. Cat's sitting there. The dog's over there already harnessed up, so I'm gonna take her out, finish work for the day, and then after work I've got like 30 minutes to cook dinner before I have sprints with the girls in our little writing club we do on Tuesdays. So I'm probably gonna have to do productivity sprints rather than like sprints, just because I still have a lot of things on my to-do list today. I think I might, like, I was so busy I didn't even remember to log with you guys, so I might just give you the lowdown of everything I did at the end of the day, so you can understand why I'm so tired. You know we're about to do serious cooking when I break out the apron. Not really, I just want to film TikToks after this during my productivity sprints, and I don't want to have to change my shirt. But knowing me, I probably will still have to. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't know what I'm making, but I rarely ever do. But you guys are like, oh my god, you made look so good, so mostly thank TikTok for that. I think what I'm gonna do today is shrimp, Mediterranean with rice, because I heard I'm not supposed to have rice with my PCOS. I'm also not supposed to have pasta, and I made that yesterday, and I had it for lunch today. I was getting really bored of Whole Foods, guys. But I heard it's better if I use basmati and I use broth. Or bone broth would be the best. It was expensive at the store, so we're trying chicken broth. And if I gain like 3 pounds overnight, I probably won't do it again. No, I probably still will, let's be honest. I have a cat watching me and judging me. She's waiting for snacks. I'll show you. Yeah, I see you. Now she sees a gnat that flew in because the catio is open. Yeah, dramatic. Okay. Let's hurry this up and do this within like 30 minutes because I have sprints with the girls. Not gonna lie, I think I popped off with this one. I haven't tried it yet, but it looks good. Before I jump on sprints, let's see. That's good basmati rice. Not my favorite way to do the shrimp, but I think with the basmati rice and probably the lemon, I'm not gonna like just eat that. I'm gonna pick it up with a fork, but I think that together will be very good. Now, onto the sprints. Submitted for pre-order. Why am I saying it like that? It's the 30th and I fucked up so bad. I've determined that the reason I was so productive yesterday, which I still need to go over the long freaking list of stuff I did yesterday. Oh my god, I still had stuff left over, but I couldn't function by like 9:30 p.m. And then that caused me to crash today, and I was so productive yesterday because I did not touch my phone for the first like 4 hours of my day, and instead I like listened to music and like maybe had like a podcast or YouTube playing in the background, but for the most part like it was super productive. And today I messed that whole thing up by very first thing getting on my phone and ruined for me for the rest of the day. But I also today, even though I did wake up earlier, spent the first part of my day before work just formatting to get the paperback ready for pre-order. It's still in approval hell. Don't know if it's gonna be up for tomorrow. Should have done it earlier, but I was like worried someone was gonna find the cover. But pre-orders are up, which I'm excited about. But yeah, I think today was kind of like a crash and relax day. So I'm gonna keep crashing, relaxing, and I just submitted for an author Goodreads profile. I'm gonna do Storygraph, just tiny like admin stuff like that, and just listen to some true crime. So not much vlog for today, sorry. It's May 1st. It's May 1st. The paperback pre-order is still not up. They still say that there's something wrong with the file, and I didn't realize it before. I just was like, oh, okay, it's got approved. I got an email. I was tired. It's early. It's like a 5 a.m. wake up kind of day. So no paperback pre-orders for tomorrow, but I'll make like a proper announcement when those go up, if they're already up down below. If not, then it's ebook. That and I have to figure out like the hardcover stuff anyways, and I really don't want to format like the whole book twice just to have like not the proofread version figured out, but maybe I will do that today. Maybe I will. I was really struggling with the pre-order files, especially because every like tutorial on how to format your book online on like YouTube is all, sorry, my cat is like screaming in the background as well if you hear, but they're all about like vellum. Oh my god, what happened to my voice? They're all like vellum or Atticus, which does a lot of the work for you from what I understand, but I have InDesign. What happened to my voice? But I have InDesign. I really don't want to have to pay for another program because I already have the entire Adobe suite through work. And from what I understand is that InDesign is what like professional trade publishing uses anyway, so it can be done. And if I do it right, it could look incredible. It's just a matter of me figuring out someone who is gonna do a more recent video, because all the tutorials I'm finding as well are from like very much older versions of Adobe's programs and stuff, and so not everything is in the same place, not everything looks the same, and some of the videos are like screen recordings that are not as high quality, so literally like me trying to read the blurry words on the screen is also not helping. I did find a template, which is what I was basing my last like run of everything on, was on the template that there's a free license to use through the Adobe program, but it looks a little bit more like a textbook than it does like a real book. So depending on how things go, I might actually have to start diving into the edits and like do it in tandem with formatting, but I also just don't want to think about it right now because formatting stressed me out so bad the last like 2 days. What is going on with my voice? I blame it on the fact that it got slightly colder again out of nowhere, and I walked outside and it was sprinkling in May in Southern California. That doesn't happen, but here we are. Yeah, I don't really want to think about it, especially because I have other deadlines I need to do. It's cover reveal day. I'm very, very excited for all my fun for people to see it. And then I also need to right now before work to go and write some more. I missed writing yesterday, like the entire day. I did not write anything, and I'm trying to do a don't break the chain of a minimum of like 1 to 2 hours of work or 1 to 2K words, depending on how early I wake up, how much time I have, how many other projects I have. I still ended up getting like 18,000 words last month, but some of it was still in like the editing process and like the description of this novella that I'm working on now and everything. I'm on the beginning of chapter 5 with it. If I could finish chapter 5 today before work, that'd be great. I finished up a little bit after work. Again, it's a novella. It's supposed to be short, snappy, sweet, and there's only, I think, 18 chapters. Let me check. Way less than that. There's 14 chapters with a 15th like epilogue and teaser for the next book in like the novella series. So it'd be good to get the ball rolling on that, especially because I need to do a deposit on my professional beta read with my proofread, and then I also need to definitely go and find some sort of beta to read it before the professional beta, just like to make sure it's not complete ass. And I need to go through the book too, because I already know there's some things that I personally want to fix just by like this being the first draft. I do draft pretty cleanly though, but this is definitely a little bit rougher. It's new characters. I'm definitely like stretching my limits as a writer here, I think, especially hopping projects so quickly. Because you guys know, Spaceborne, I worked on the same story with the same characters for like 8 fucking years, just rewriting it. And now I'm gonna do it again next year. And I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, you know, maybe I could go dabble in it. It's like a drug. Spaceborne is like a drug, but if I hit it, I'm gonna fall off the horse so badly and it's gonna fuck me for the rest of the year in my publishing schedule. I cannot do it. Next year, I can fully dedicate myself to space opera and Spaceborne and all of those things, and I'm so excited for that because, again, it's like a drug. I need another hit. I'm low. But can't think about it right now. So, yeah, working on chapter 5 of the novella. I only want to really get like 50K in this. It says it's currently sitting at like 18K the full doc, but that is with the outline, because if you guys don't know what I basically do on Readsy, I'm a lover of Readsy. I love Readsy. So I have like this free account too. I don't even have like the full paid version. So if Readsy ever wants to sponsor me. But yeah, because on my old TikTok before it got fucking hacked, which by the way, if you guys were following me on TikTok, please go follow me on my new account. I'll leave it linked down below because they stole my fucking account and then deleted all my videos. But I had an older video talking about Readsy, and it would like still get new views and likes and people like thanking me for putting them on Readsy. So hell yeah, go Readsy. I just use the writing software like program in there. It says it automatically formats it for you too, but like I don't really like the formatting on that one, so that's why I'm trying to also use InDesign. But yeah, I basically build out all the chapters already, like how many chapters I want in a book. Obviously with a novella, I'm keeping it shorter, like shorter chapters around 3 to 5K. I'm keeping it 14 chapters with an epilogue and a teaser for the next book. And then I basically take my outline and I break it down like chapter by chapter, and then I put those outline bits in each chapter as it's supposed to go. So I literally like open up basically a new doc, see what the next couple scenes are in order of them supposed to happen, and then I go through and I start writing accordingly. Sometimes of course things get adjusted, like if I have to expand something, a scene might have to get moved to a different chapter, things like that. But then I can like adjust as I'm going, and I can know immediately like if the story needs to actually be longer than it's supposed to be or not. So far I've only have to move one scene into a different chapter, merely because the last one was getting a little bit long, and that was moving some spicy goodness from chapter 4 to chapter 5. So I was definitely thinking this was going to be the quickest to the spice of all of the novellas, but the characters like literally don't know each other, so it's also very difficult. I'm not part of this hookup culture. I have never been, so writing from the perspective of someone who is very interesting, and I'm still figuring that out, especially because plot is still happening. But I don't want this book to be a bazillion words. I want it to be short, sweet, spicy, just finish it, be done. If it's already at 18K, definitely like 10K without the outline, probably more than that because the outline is like pretty sparse, because again, this is like a fun project. But if the first 5 or 10K, over 10K, it's 14 chapters, that means be like 20, 30K at the end. So yeah, I got room. If I max want to do 50K. I'm justifying to myself because the last chapter was big. Okay, yeah, need to do some writing, need to do cover real fill stuff today. Oh, and then, hold on. I told you guys the other day when I had that really long day where I was like, oh, I'm starting vlogging. And then I would didn't show you anything that I was doing, that I had a million things to do, and that was why. So yeah, I'm just gonna give you a lowdown of everything that I did just because I'm very impressed with myself and I want to do a light brag. So, woke up at the crack ass of dawn for starters. And then this is not in order, mind you. Did my day job work, took care of all my pets, I cooked dinner, set up an eyebrow waxing appointment because I got 2 caterpillars going on my face. Emailed a bunch of people for my 4th quarter secret goal I can't speak about yet. I had to call our leasing office because they're being fucking idiots with our renewal being around the corner and stuff. Got ready, filmed videos. That was the first thing in the morning you guys saw. I then edited those videos before work and had them rendering in the background. I think it was only one, I think. Yeah, but I prepped the other ones, and then one completely got done, and that's the one that's coming out today for the cover reveal. And then I still wrote, and I think I wrote 2-3K something. I started early in this vlog. Created a bunch of cover reveal posts. Took some stock imagey vids for B-roll stuff for the vlog, and then also for other project stuff. And then I updated my Kanban board slightly. I haven't put the new tasks on the Kanban board yet for the rest of Q2, but I did move a bunch of stuff and took some stuff off that just was no longer relevant. And then I bought the font rights to the font that I use on my cover, and I'm gonna be using on most of my other branding, which I am obsessed with. And then tried so hard to do formatting. I just struggled with that the half of my last half of the day, and then the next day was the whole morning. And then I sent the early cover to reveal to those who signed up for the cover reveal stuff, and then I had my writers club with the girls. So my to-do list looked something. It was this whole area right here, and a bunch of stuff did not get done. It flowed over to yesterday. I also did my whole spread for May as well. My tarot card for this month that I pulled was, for starters, Death Reversed, which I was it fell kind of sideways. So I was what, is it reversed? Is it not reversed? So I just put reversed with a question mark. That's great. But then also the High Priestess. So I got both of those. They both kind of fell out of the deck simultaneously. And the Death one just confused me. So I'm just going to go with the High Priestess is my card for the month. Manifestation, right? And then focus is obviously publishing and the publishing dreams. And then I have my long ass to-do list, which is a whole page long on the other side, but I always have that anyways. And yeah, that's my little to-do list. Yeah, paperback pre-orders are kicking my ass. I also discovered that I totally fucked up on the full cover wrap version of the book cover with the backside, and when my computer died the other day because I opened too many programs, it did not autosave that work, and I cannot find the file anywhere, and I cannot restore it, so I probably have to just remake that, because yeah, I'm very angry that happened. But I'm stalling now because I am still struggling with this chapter number 5 in the novella, but let's get some writing done before work today. When I tell you every single one of those words was a struggle, you could probably tell. I started finally getting into the flow of it, right at the end there, and so hopefully next writing session it will be smoother. I got a total of 1,612 words, which my minimum is 1,000, so I technically did go over it. It would be nice to hit 2,000 today, and I'm still not even close to being done with chapter 5. I know exactly how it ends. It's literally when you see the cover, it is the scene on the cover. Because for the spin-offs, all of those covers are going to be actual scenes in the book, I think. So it's the scene on the cover. So it's been the one that kind of inspired most of the novella. So this part is going to be easier to go through in chapter 5. But there's also cover reveal stuff. And I finished mine a little bit ago because I had to do some work too. So I'm just taking a break right now. So I'm doing day job work, and then right before that I managed to get my 1,612 words by fighting with it. Posted all my cover reveal stuff, and then I also sent out a newsletter and have been commenting, chatting back to people on some scheduled posts. So yeah, that's it so far. I need to look at my to-do list because I made it yesterday. Because I made it yesterday. I don't remember what it is this morning, but I was like, I have so many like very specific things that need to get done today that I knew I needed to write it down yesterday, and I haven't like properly fully looked at my journal to see what's next. But I also have to just do whatever is on my to-do list that also can run in the background. So like sometimes if I'm doing like a speech to text project, I can just talk while I'm working on something else. And then, or if I'm like rendering a video, I can do that. Or sometimes I have like programs that like do a little bit of the video editing for me. Some of those I can run in the background too while I'm doing day job stuff, as long as I don't have to use the same program for work. So I have to like coordinate these things. It's like I'm body doubling with myself on my day job, but for my author stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna figure that out and then probably go eat something proper because my breakfast was a fiber bar. That's all I had time for today. So I'm gonna figure all that out. I feel like this vlog has not been very productive. I kind of like ended up crashing out yesterday. I blamed the heat completely. It got randomly super hot and it was gloomy in the morning. So I dressed for the gloom and it wasn't appropriate, and then I made myself get overheated. But I ended up going up with my iPad and writing a little bit more of chapter 5. I'm almost to the end of it, so I think today we're going to be able to finish it up. I am currently taking like a little bit of a break from work to rest my eyes a little bit for a second, and then I'll have to do that. I did not get up early enough to do anything before work. Just being so productive. But my total word count for yesterday was 3,024 words. So that is the bulk of chapter 5, which is exciting. They just have one more scene to go where some stuff gets interrupted, we shall say, and then we're on to the meat of the story in chapter 6, which I'm excited for. And then chapter 7 is where like the plot kicks back up in. This is like very much an establishing relationship, sort of 2 chapters before the shit hits the fan and ramps up the stakes, you know? So I need to be doing that. There's a bunch of other things I need to be doing, and I still can't get my pre-orders up. My pre-orders for paperback are just still not getting approved, and it's destroying me. But I need to just do work, chill out. I need to start probably editing some new videos and things like that for you guys. And yeah, I don't 100% know. I think what I need to do, listen, hear me out. What I need to do in this vlog, I think, is just to get reorganized and refocused because I have so many things going on. I just need to pick like a struggle and then go all in on like that. I'm figuring out what I'm doing. I think that's my problem, is my Kanban's not updated still. Everything is really messy around the house. Like I definitely want to do like a big purge this weekend, which I might vlog for you guys, but then you guys can't judge me for how messy everything is right now. Like look at that bookshelf right now. That is supposed to be the bookshelf for my author copies, which I can't even order a proof of because I can't get them to approve my formatting. Fantastic. Yeah, so I need to just take a breather and just enjoy the process of my first ever published book, self-published work, and do my day job and take a chill pill for a second and get reorganized and pull back a little bit so that I can come at everything fresh view of everything. So yeah, I think I will just take you guys along after I'm done with my day job today to basically get resituated mentally and physically and maybe clean up some stuff just to like reset my brain. And if there's any convenient things I can just check off my list, I will also do those so that they like get out of my brain. At the very least, I need to write down like several other things that I need to do. Like I have all of these like pieces of mail. Let me see how many of these are. I'm doxing myself. I have like all of this. No, how much of this has? Okay, I keep doxing myself every time I try to show you, so you're just gonna kind of hear me wiggle all of this. That's all the mail that I have to like physically go through and like figure out what I'm doing. Like each one of those pieces of mail, I have to actually take actionable steps on. Yeah, so maybe I'll deal with that today. Again, I have too much in my brain. That's my problem. I need to get recentered. This vlog will be recentering, figuring out what the fuck I'm doing. And if my brain still wants to go on a vacation, I will just end up reading because I am so behind on my reading goal and I have so many books just on my nightstand that are like, I have to read these soon. I have to leave reviews for people, all of those things. So yeah, I'm gonna be maybe whenever I need to relax, I'm just gonna go upstairs and read. And it, like, while I was reading, it did inspire me to write, which is why I went upstairs with the intention of just reading, but I brought my iPad just in case. I ended up reading like a couple hundred pages and then writing in a couple like 1,000 some odd words. So it was very productive, even though I felt like it wasn't because I didn't vlog it and I wasn't intending to do that. And I had already hit my like 1K for the day and I have other things I need to do. But again, I need to just, yeah. So work is over and I have no spoons left to actually organize my life right now, and I am definitely thinking it's the heat. And it's not even that hot, but I don't know why the heat is getting to me so bad. It's like 76. That's like not even that hot. Maybe it's like the humidity or something because I feel like disgusting and then it's not making me motivated. So I think this is just gonna be another like not very productive day on anything other than maybe writing and reading. Yeah, I don't vlog in my room. I try to keep it like separate from like vlogging down here when I'm working, and then like if I'm upstairs in my room, it's kind of like my time off a little bit, so it doesn't feel like working even if I am writing. Especially because I try to limit the amount of tech I bring up there to literally just the TV that's already up there, my phone every night, and then sometimes the iPad when I'm writing in bed. So I'm not gonna vlog that. I think I need to just decompress, do some writing, do some reading. That sounds really good right now. And maybe, just maybe this weekend, I will set up my Switch I haven't used since the pandemic and have fun with that. Because I think the day of everything setting up pre-orders when I first started this vlog, followed by struggling with pre-orders and with formatting, and then also cover reveal day, a little burnt. I can't afford to be burnt though, so I need to like give myself a break and chill. I'm gonna chill. This weekend, I'm gonna do a bunch of decluttering and do a lot of like physical stuff. And I feel like that will be a good like stress release, just purging shit. And then you just have to promise not to judge my dirty ass house, okay? And then we'll reorganize. And hopefully I'll still hit my 1K goal today for writing, because I will be very sad if I already fell off the horse with my 1K a day goal. Hi guys, it's the 3rd. So far today, all I've done is do some writing, and I did do more writing when I went upstairs yesterday as well. So I definitely think it's the heat later on in the day, but it's like later in the day now, and it is still overcast. So I feel like maybe it'll be cooler today. We'll see. Like overall, I'll get more things done. But yesterday, my word count ended up being 2,492 words. So I did add quite a bit more when I went upstairs and relaxed on the iPad. And then today so far did an earlier morning, weekend so I slept in, but earlier morning writing, and I ended up splitting it between my iPad earlier and then also on the computer when I came downstairs after breakfast. I got a total of 3,573 words. That means not only did yesterday we finished all of chapter 5, that means I'm over halfway done with chapter 6 as already as well. The book is definitely way more insta-lovey than I think anything else I've ever written. But again, this is a short, sweet novella for fun. And yes, it'll be released, but it is literally just to help people get introduced to the bigger world that I'm making and make it easier for people to digest. It's probably going to be on KU. And so these books are going to be definitely easier to write, less plot. There's Steven, by the way. It's definitely going to be easier to plot and to work with, but I think that's all the writing I'm gonna be able to do. This is definitely like reorganizing weekend, purging everything in my house that I don't want weekend, and selling a bunch of it and giving it up on my like no-buy Facebook groups that I'm in for my neighborhoods, and all of those things. So I'm gonna get started on all of that. Steven's been waiting for me very kindly to do some writing because I wanted to get to a good part in the scene where like I know what happens next. This was very much like a talking through relationship kind of scene, and I didn't know how much of it they were gonna actually do before we got to the next scene. So I like the banter that these characters have, but I'm definitely gonna have to have, I think, more of the plot like happen sooner than I anticipated. And I also realized through looking at the vague kind of outline that I have for the rest of the other like interconnected stories that I need this timeline to get like shortened. Originally my outline, I was gonna have this go over like a couple weeks, but I think this has to all like happen in a matter of days, especially just to make things make sense. So like from minor context here in this book, she is running away from her betrothed. She does not want to get married to this dude, and in the very first night she's already like accosted by people who recognize the bounty on her head from her husband being like, hey, make her come back. And so I'm like, okay, logically speaking here, I know it's a spicy short novella, it doesn't have to make logical sense, but I can't get rid of world building and things that make sense, especially because it's connected again to the main story. It happens like 5 years before the main novels take place. So if it would make sense where if she's already noticed within the first night of basically being gone, and her first night working at this tavern that she's trying to like get enough gold in to escape for good, that that like people would notice her way quickly, like way quicker. I did originally have it the way that like it was gonna be weeks, but like weeks of her working at the tavern, but that is not working. I think it literally has to be shortened down to a matter of days, which does kind of make sense because I've been kind of advertising in at least in my head. I haven't like publicly mentioned too much about this novella spinoff series yet, but the way I think I'm gonna advertise it is kind of like the craziest week of this Viking guild's lives, because they all basically fall in love in the same week or have like major turning points in relationships that are already established. And so making it only take place over a week makes sense, and that would also be why it is so short, but making feelings develop so fast when I'm used to being a slow burn writing girl is very confusing to my brain. And I think I need to write more, like not write, but read more stories where this is a dynamic, so I'm a little bit more comfortable writing them. But I'm learning definitely a lot through this process. And you know what? If I send it to people and those people end up going, hey, we love it, but it actually needs to be longer, great, I'll make it longer. But it's again supposed to be a short novella, and we are already in total. This is with the outline though, but the entire doc is around 27, almost 28K. And if it is only supposed to be a 50K novel, and we're only on chapter 6 of, what did I say, like 16? Like 15 with a 15 with an epilogue, then I need this to like go faster. I need the words to, yes, flow as they have been, but these chapters should be like more 2 to 3K, and they are definitely reaching more of the 5K range. But you know what, as long as they're getting written quickly, it doesn't matter how long it actually ends up being. That's what I'm thinking to myself. Whether or not that's accurate, especially because I do have to like pay more for editing, and I have to format things completely differently depending on the size of the book, and I have to obviously commission covers for the right size depending on the size of the book, and I've only been planning for this one to be 50K. If it ends up being longer than that, that'll become a problem. I need to finish this book basically in the month of May and do as much editing for it as possible after I finish it as well, to get it to my beta reader and editing and proofreading and stuff in time for my rapid release schedule. And then I need to go back and actually finish book 2 of Between the Shadows and the Dawn as well. So we're not panicking. It is going well, but it is definitely a very tight timeline to stick to, and I'm glad the words are flowing. I always say, like, as soon as I hit 20K in a novel, it starts flowing way quicker, and it's definitely now flowing. The first 20K are always the most biggest pain in the ass. The other day I was fighting for my fucking life writing, so I'm glad that it's going smoothly so far, knock on wood. But I need to write more, but somehow less. I need to get further in the story quicker, I think is what it actually is, and that's not happening so far. It's like I'm still taking my time, because I feel like if I'm like, oh yeah, they're doing XYZ all in a matter of days, and I want feelings to develop, then I need like scenes to be longer to justify their feelings growing quicker. But at the same time, I feel like people who read these types of books are more used to having insta love or insta connection kind of things, and I usually don't like them, but I do like these characters, so I'm trying to figure it out still. So we're doing all of that. I'm gonna go do all of the chores now. Yes. Before and after. Cannot get that door to stay open, but this looks so much better. Welcome to my hoard in the garage. I have terrible audio right now. I apologize in advance. This is all wedding decor left over from the wedding over a year ago. So I need to sell it, get rid of it, and make some bank to get some money back from the wedding. So we're tackling this now. I think I'm gonna lose light before I'm done, but progress. Stuff to the trash, Steven's tools. This stuff still needs to get sold, as does that. That was like a random gift someone didn't want, and then it just kept getting passed along, and now we have it and it's never been opened. So, sold, needs to be sold. The rest of the stuff that needs to get sold is inside, but otherwise, all of this is going garbaggio, which the only thing I'm kind of sad about is our wedding arch, but it's just been like so eroded and degraded out here and stuff. And like, when are we ever going to use this again? No one's gonna want to buy this secondhand. So, garbaggio, garbaggio, garbaggio. Good morning, guys. It is a nice, gloomy, rainy day on the 5th, and I kind of took yesterday off a little bit. I still wrote, but I just didn't feel like vlogging, so I just let myself relax. I mostly just wrote and read in bed. I finished a book and was like 100 pages into another one. I have not fallen down the reading rabbit hole like that in a long time, so I let myself just enjoy it. But we're coming up with about a week and I want to do weekly vlogs, but I have like a mission for the rest of this vlog, which is probably gonna only be like today, maybe tomorrow, which is that I told you guys I need to know what the hell I'm doing to plan for what the hell I'm doing. So this is my idea, my concept. Follow me here for a second. And actually, quickly, let me throw in the word count I had from yesterday as well. 2,130 words. Sorry, the dog is coming to visit. You also wanted to know my word count, right, Katara? But yeah. Just a little bit over 2,000 words for yesterday. Wrote the rest of chapter 6, started on chapter 7. I might actually have to end up adding a chapter to the book because I am pushing back like at least one scene every time I write into the next person's chapter. So far it's been flowing over pretty good. She's begging for my breakfast. Just so I can show you. This is what I deal with on a daily basis. This cutie patootie wanting something from me. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I'm being very lazy this morning and I'm just having cheese and crackers for breakfast, so she wants the fucking crackers and the cheese. I gotta enjoy a cracker. But yeah, I finished chapter 6, I'm on to chapter 7. But I put something out there on Threads yesterday that has been rolling around in my brain for a while and I was talking to my sibling about, and I think we're gonna do this together. So I posted, okay, but what if I do one of those cheesy change my life in 6 months YouTube challenges, but focus on how many books I can release as a newbie author before the year is out? People seemed interested. I got quite a few hell yeses. I also posted it on my story. I got only one person said maybe. Granted, people did skip, so like there's tons of people who were probably like, you can't do it. To which I say, that's the point. I want to make an impossible goal that then people will say, you can't do it, and then I'll be determined to prove them wrong and then force myself through sheer stubborn spite to be productive. That is how I've operated my entire life. It's not a healthy way on how to do it, but it is how I have found any minuscule of success in my endeavors. So yeah, I want to kind of plan out this concept and then start doing vlogs, the one after this, with actually like fulfilling the plan of change my life in 6 months, especially because I have a big Q4 goal that I can't talk about yet that will really shake things up. And that's about a little over 6 months out. I think it's really like 7 months, something like that. But I figure if I'm filming it now, by the time I get those videos up for you guys, it'll be accordingly, timing wise, with the 6 months idea. The person who created this sort of like idea of not just talking about changing your life in 6 months, but actually like implementing it into their life, following gurus' advice and things like that, I'll leave their information down below. I've been loving their series documenting it for the last 6 months of their life, and like they moved to New York, and like their entire like body proportions have really changed. Their skin is clear. Like I think they really excelled in a lot of ways on the challenge. So I want to do something kind of similar, but obviously the author equivalent of it, doing like a 65 hard author version. I know there's a girl who's doing like a 75 hard version for authors over on Threads too. I'll leave her stuff down below as well. But I want to kind of take that 75 hard author concept, blend it more with a 65 soft, I believe is what they call it. Like they recommend women, instead of doing 75 hard, which is a 75-day workout health challenge, for women, they usually recommend you do the female version of it, which is like has different things that female body needs, and it's like 65 soft or whatever. I want to take some of that concept, but for authors, mix it with the change my life in 6 months, kind of break down different areas of my life, and then reimagine how I want those to actually be, figure out where I'm starting, the steps I need to take to get there, my why behind wanting it to change, and then starting to do those shifts on like a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So these would be things like, for example, publishing a bunch of books. That is obviously like my #1 goal. I want to do rapid release this year. I want to build a backlist this year. My reason for that simply being, the more tries you have at success, the more, you know, it could pop off, the more as well that, you know, I'll kind of flex that publishing muscle and things like that. And I can't ever have nice things with this dog. Here, have another fucking cracker. Thank you. But as well, I'm currently writing something that is very like hot to trend, and obviously if I wait too long, like a traditional publishing style thing, these will probably be out of trend. And right now I'm already at almost 30K in just like 2 weeks, maybe, of this novella. So if I'm rapid publishing the main series, but those take a couple more months, I want to have something in between. And that was my idea with these novellas, is that they would come out in between and they would all be interconnected. So you can read them solo or you can read them in order. And they'll be interconnected with the main storyline too, so that like people who just want to read these novellas on KU, breeze through them, will still be introduced to the world and little tidbits of the world building, and get hopefully inspired enough by what they see there that they like it and they want to like invest themselves into the entire full-length novella with more slow burn, not as much spice, definitely more angst and everything else, and kind of just use it as a little bit of a lead magnet to get people into the series, especially because the main series will not be on KU. This is simply because I don't think it really fits that market all too well, because yes, it's like a spicy Viking romantasy, but there's definitely more world building, there's more angst, it's definitely more sad. I feel like KU readers definitely prefer just like the straight romances, and that's really what these novellas are. There's a little bit of plot, there's a little bit of that angst still, there's a little bit of deeper meaning and plot. I can't write just like 100% spice and smut. It's not, like there's gonna be feelings attached to it, and that's really what the first like 30K of this novella has been building with. And now that I've hit like the actual spice smut in chapters whatever it started in, it's going very quickly, shall I say, in terms of writing. But that's because as soon as I hit 20K with the project, I know I'm going to finish it. The first 20K are usually the slog, and even that wasn't too difficult. I'd previously written the first chapter of it a couple months ago, and just had it like on the back burner in my brain, and then I went through and like rewrote the entire thing. So that was the only thing I wrote previously. But yeah, so my next video, I think I'm going to be starting that 6 months to change my life kind of challenge, and hitting a bunch of different ways and areas of my life. So we're talking doing different things with my health, with my social circles, with online social media, being more present here, getting more steps in, clearing my skin, or at least trying to. I've always had problems with acne and acne scarring and stuff, so we'll see. And obviously the big ones being publish as many books as feasibly possible, being more present and, you know, available on social media, posting, being consistent. That's a huge one I want to change in my life. And I know like they always say to be consistent, you can't focus on consistency, you have to focus on the systems to make yourself consistent. And I think that's what my next vlog is going to be, is me actually building the systems based off of the planning I want to do today. I'll like, okay, here are the different areas of my life. These are the goals. These are the why behind why I want these certain things to change or to be different. And then kind of coming up with step-by-step things that I want to do in the next 6 months to actually make those things happen. And then get back to you guys in, what, November, and see how it went. So that's the basic concept. I'm going to be doing some writing right now, and then I'm going to kind of figure that out in this vlog, and then I will start sharing what I'm actually physically doing after that. But for this vlog, we're planning today after I get my workout. Alright, we did writing for the day before work. Been working for a little bit, and we got a package. And there's my sibling, who this package is from, so we'll do a little unboxing. But my word count today was 3,832 words, so almost 4K. Pretty fucking good. I finished basically almost all of chapter, what was it, 7, I believe? And there's only like 14 chapters in this, so it's going along fairly well so far. This is Phantom, by the way. Alright, let's open the package. Don't do this at home, kids. Yeah. Towards your thigh. Away from me.
Where's the cat?
Pretend. You kidding? I'm just gonna do it this way. And what I mean by this package is from my sibling is that they have graciously made some gorgeous art, and I have gotten that piece through them in a little standee. And so Jay here is a beautiful artiste. I'll leave their stuff down below if you'd like to commission them. And they made me these cute little standees and keychains, because when I'm doing 2 conventions later this year that I'll tell you guys more about like later when they're happening, and these will be like little bonusy thingies on my tables, let's just say. I'm still figuring out all the details. So let us open one of
Those are the little keychains.
So cute. Luckily, these did not get hit by the tariffs.
I was quick with that shit.
They were to make sure that we got them before that stuff happened.
But I'm also broke because of it.
A vibe. We'll fix that. Come on.
Do you need help?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, I got it. Let's produce one. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yep. And then it also has a film on it. A protective film. That's why it's like kind of dull, but it's all holographic and stuff.
I'm just trying to see like all the details behind the stars.
It's easier when you take the film off a little bit.
Yeah, I'll give you that one too, and I'll about the other one. Sorry, they're so cute. They're so cute.
Look for the standee ones, because
Yeah.
I want to see how that came out.
So exciting. My first like merchandisey kind of like, ooh, they're so cute.
Those the standees?
I believe so.
Yes.
I don't know, like keychains. Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, you like the base I made?
Ooh, yes. Ooh, I think this one I can actually take the film off myself. Oh, they're so cool. I was telling Holly about these too. I was like, Jay's so talented and made these. Cute. I'm gonna pop them on. Here they are! Ah! It's Adelaide and Kirsten. And let me see if I can do that as the beauty gurus do. Come on. Okay, you can kind of, yeah, you can kind of see them there. So you can see this is like the cute little romantic side of them. And when you flip them over, you can kind of tell on one of these sides she has a knife to his throat, as previous artwork I have gotten has. So yeah, you can see the little bit of the dagger, so very much encapsulates their relationship, I feel like.
It's the same on the keychain.
And it's the same on the cutesy doopsy keychain right here as well. Though it's sparkly, so it's a little bit hard to tell on camera, but I think that's the cutesy side. Or no, I have the cutesy side. You guys have the knife on your side that you're viewing. And then they have the little cutesies.
Also, the little keychain part is a moon.
Gorgeous! Jay, you're so talented. Thank you. Commission them. Get your cutesy stuff. Because even though if the tariffs hit these, you can still get the artwork, which is like adorable. So I've got that. And this one, dropping plastic. They're so cute. Oh my god.
But do you like how it's foiled like that as well?
Yeah.
That took a bit of finagling with the files to do. They were like, this is wrong. And I was like, fuck, and I had to send it to them like 3 times.
They're so shiny. They're so gay. So sparkle. So rainbow. Yeah, this we've been waiting for a little bit because obviously coming from overseas, but they are stunning, they are gorgeous. And they might be maybe pre-order incentive kind of things coming up as well too. That's all I'm gonna say for now. We'll figure it out. They're so cute. I love. Alright, I need to go back to work. It's my lunch break. Let's go figure out what this whole challenge 6 months thing is all about. So my basic thought process is that I typically break down my goals for the year into different sections anyways. So I do things about like publishing and writing wise. I also do things about like my health and my personal life, and I kind of make those all separate. So I'm thinking I should look at those goals I rewrote in my journal here and then just decide what is actually going to happen in the next 6 months. It's already basically halfway through the year, so the rest of those goals should probably happen. I'm also, again, still taking Sarah Cannon's Publish and Thrive course, and I haven't gotten to the section where she kind of like explains what order to do a lot of the things in, I feel like. So that's going to help me decide a lot of these things. But I'm going to first write down all the different sections, and then I'm going to start breaking them up. Alright, so we have writing and publishing, which I typically, in my journal, put those two things together, but I think they need some clarity, and I'm going to separate those things. Also, if you can hear light snoring in the background, it is my cat. So I think I'm going to separate those two things and then break them down more. I also separated marketing from publishing and marketing from social media, so I will simplify all of these in like my official 6 months to change my life video, but for my brain right now, that's what we're doing. Social media, podcast, I also separated out from that. And you know what? I have another project on the way there as well. My podcast that I have with my co-host Holly, called the Write and Craft Podcast, it's all about mixing kind of the spiritual witchiness with writing and all of those good things. So if you're interested in that, I will leave in the link below. But then business and money is also a section. Life, including living, I separated. And I'll explain why. Like life miscellaneous from actual living. I feel like living should also be called like joy or something like that. Just like enjoying the moment, right? Those types of things. Relaxing, having time off. That's important for me because I never allow myself to have that. And then I have a big, again, Q4 goal that I can't wait to talk more about, that I need to do a lot of steps for, but that's gonna be a big secret. I'm not telling you it. And then I have health-related goals as well, and then just general intelligence, and then my more spiritual kind of side stuff. And then also I'm helping out with a bunch of stuff for Holly's version of NaNoWriMo called The Order. It's Secret Society themed. We have a Discord going right now. I need to definitely get on there and be more present on it. That's one of my goals in this section. And there's also some other fun things I want to do and set up before November, which would be the 6 months period. I'd be updating you guys after the 6 months when the series is over in November. So now I gotta kind of break down each one of those and what they all entail. This is gonna be stressful and fun. So another thing I realized too is that I have 2 vision boards. So this is like my regular full life one, and then I also have one for the entire year. And again, if this challenge is mostly going to the end of the year, then most of these things should kind of happen. So I'm gonna kind of also take each one of the photos on these vision boards and figure out what is the equivalent of that in a goal. Like, it's one thing to have the photo, but having a goal behind the photo of like what I want that photo to mean to me is different. So I'm going to also put that as a section. We are making the vision board real. That is kind of also the goal and motto of this 6-month challenge that I'm cooking up right now. Okay, we've got our working list. Isn't this notebook so cute also? Mind you, this is a lot, and some of these are literally just like manifestations, or like I have no idea how these are going to happen or work or in what form, or they're a little bit vague, but just follow with me here, okay? We will develop everything later during the actual challenge. But I'm going to talk about the rest of them and do a full proper video. Maybe I'll film it tomorrow or something. But this is kind of like where I'm at planning wise. And now I need to desperately take some time to figure out whether or not I can finish this novella before next Thursday. I'm hoping so, but to accomplish that, I think this evening I need to maybe write some more. If I manage to do it, you'll find out in the next vlog. So I'm gonna keep working on this, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. So come back next week for another writing vlog, and I will also hopefully have a video out soon about me organizing this a little bit better, having all of these crazy 6 months to change my life thing figured out. And that's, I think, gonna be the focus of these vlogs going forward, is we're gonna be talking about not just writing in general or day in the life. We're talking about like completely changing my life, because holy shit, even if I just do a month of walking 5 to 10K steps a day and drinking 8 bottles of water and sticking to a PCOS diet, I know I'm gonna look completely different, and I already scared the fuck out of you guys by completely changing my hair for like the billionth time. But then also, everything will look different around me if I just declutter the place. So if I can even figure out a fraction of these, I'm gonna like figure out how much of these I need to complete to really have a win in my corner. But yeah, I'm excited to see what kind of like the next 6 months looks like. It's gonna be kind of crazy. So remember to subscribe to follow along for it. I'll go through the rest of all of these goals and sort of the benchmarks for success in a full proper video that you'll see before the next vlog. So if you'd also like to do the 6-month challenge, let me know, and maybe like the printouts I'm gonna maybe make tomorrow, I might share with you guys. And yeah, we'll maybe change our lives together if you're interested, or if you want to steal some of these areas that I'm working on and goals and plans and stuff, let me know. If not, just let me know what you're working on right now and what your current word count goal is for the month of May. For me, I have 3 different things for the rest of this month that you're just going to follow along and watch me do, which includes have to finish this novella, 2, have to go and finish the edits from the editor and approving all of the edits, as well as reading over everything one last time, formatting it then, and getting the paperback pre-orders up after that. And then 3, I have a short story in an anthology coming out later this month. The edits for that are also going to start to be coming in that I need to look through and approve and maybe rewrite some stuff this month too. So this is a packed month. May is turning out so far pretty chill, but pretty busy at the same time. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. What are you writing? What are you working on? And are you ready to change your life in 6 months? If you want to join me, let me know. I'll do a full proper video on all of these things, a little bit well organized, after I fully develop this notebook right here. Catch you guys in the next one. So bye.